In our Season 2 premiere, we interview Batman. Plus, we have a special message from the God of Thunder himself, Thor. Then watch our first presidential debate between Batman and Iron Man. We return to meet the cosplayer behind the Bat. We have a special interview with Gotham's own Drew Powell. And finally, learn how to make a Sidekick Mask with Tiki to Flower. Suit up, it's time for some cosplay. Welcome to Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight.
Is that where we are?
Yes, that's our show.
Is it?
It is, indeed. Did you know that I'm Captain Kyle?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
Constance.
Nice.
For today.
You look familiar.
You look familiar. I was just thinking the same thing.
I've seen you somewhere.
Somewhere?
You ever visit Metropolis?
Occasionally.
How about Gotham?
It's Gotham, but I go there for commute sometimes.
You don't like Gotham? Is it because you're scared of there's a bat in Gotham?
I've heard about this bat guy. I'm not impressed.
Really? Maybe you should tell that to him, because actually our guest today is the Caped Crusader, the Guardian of Gotham,
The Dark Knight.
Batman!
Batman first.
Thank you, Constance. Hello.
Welcome, Batman.
Thank you.
I hope my shirt does not make you feel any hostility towards me, just because
It's not the shirt, it's your face.
I get that a lot. So, you are the defender of Gotham, terror of the underworld. Why do criminals find you so scary?
Have you seen him?
That is a little self-explanatory.
This is intimidating. Right here.
This is my happy voice and my happy face. Criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. So the image of a bat striking from the shadows tends to make them run in fear.
What inspired you to use the bat motif?
I once feared bats myself. So I decided to instill my fear on my enemies.
Well, I'm glad you weren't scared of spiders, because that could have caused some major copyright issues.
True.
But this whole bat theme, you have a Batmobile. You have a bat cave, I understand. No one knows where it is, of course.
Of course not.
You have batarangs. Do you name everything after bats, like bat toilet paper, bat chewing gum?
Pretty much, yes. I do it mainly to annoy Green Arrow. He hates that.
I could see why that could be annoying. Does he have any Arrow stuff that he names?
That's just it. I did it first. He copies.
Well, you know that Arrow guy, that Green Arrow guy. There was an Arrow, then there was Green Arrow. It's very confusing. Yeah, I'm very confused. Have you thought about putting out your own bat-themed clothing line, maybe at Target?
There's plenty of bat merchandise and bat clothing out there in different stores. Every store has it, and all the proceeds go to justice. The main outlet is the Bat Mart in Gotham, so next time you're there. I know you don't like it.
It's a rough commute. It's not Gotham itself, it's the commute.
That's fine.
Well, don't you have an invisible jet?
You know how to land an invisible jet in Gotham? Please, there's nowhere to park it.
Parking is an issue. Many of the villains that you have, with a couple of exceptions, seem to be like you. They don't have superpowers. How do you think you'd fare against, like, say, Superman's rogue gallery?
Do you get out to the movies much?
I've been to a movie or two.
I can take down Superman. What chance do his enemies have?
That's a good point. Very good. Just don't punch me.
Punch him.
I'm thinking about it.
Just in the arm, right there. It won't even just... I'll give you $5.
Keep going.
So, your greatest nemesis, the Joker.
True.
What makes him such a difficult opponent?
Well, I hate to say it, but the Joker is a lot like me. He's the opposite side of me. He's like me in that he never gives up. He just will not stop. The only way to truly stop him would be to kill him. Despite what Zack Snyder thinks. That's a line I will not cross.
That's a good line. Of course, there are ways that the Joker is not like you. He has a much more colorful wardrobe.
He does make bad choices, yes.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Urkel. Any plans in the future to maybe join up with a team? Maybe, a league of sorts? Or get a sidekick? Or something like that?
I'm not really a people person. But when you need help, and you will, call me.
Is there a certain number, 1-900 the bat?
It's the bat phone.
It goes right to your phone?
Yes, I can give you the card.
All right, yeah, I will definitely be calling you next time Constance can set a line.
That happens way too often. I'm sure he has a busy schedule that you cannot.
Is there room in Arkham Asylum for her?
There's plenty of room.
Because all of your villains keep getting out. Anyway.
I can only put them there. I can't keep them.
True, you can't be a prison guard. So I think we're just about out of time. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule of pummeling on criminals and putting them in Arkham just for them to leave the next week to talk to us. Sorry, truth hurts, I know. But we will be back after a few segments. Thank you so much.
Well, hello, ladies. Take a second. Look at your man. Now look at me. Look at your man. Now look at me. Clearly, your man is not me. He may never be as cool as me, but he can smell like me. Asgard body wash is better than those mere mortal body washes that you all so enjoy. Imagine your man smelling like a god, taking you to all those places you would love to go. Perhaps somewhere warmer? Or perhaps you'd like your man to take you out to partake in the revels. With Asgard Body Wash, your man might just take you to a journey into mystery. Expect the unexpected. I'm standing on Iron Man's back.
Welcome, viewers, to the first presidential debate. I am your host and moderator, Reginald Smiley. Your candidates, as you know, are Iron Man and, of course, Batman. The coin toss earlier was won by Iron Man, so he'll be speaking first. This question gets right to the heart of the matter. What makes you think you would make a great president?
Thanks so much for asking, Reggie. So, with my experience as the head of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, which is very profitable, plus my experience in leading the Avengers, I'm very comfortable with the leadership role. I have succeeded in many tough situations with my negotiating skills. Even negotiated a few Victoria's Secret models, if you get my drift. Also, with my technical expertise, I plan to improve the lives of all Americans through an increase of technology, making their lives easier, more efficient, and as you know, more efficiency means less taxes.
A very ambitious statement, and impressive, especially with those models. We'll talk later. Batman, the same question. What makes you think you would make a great president?
I'm Batman.
Wait, what?
An equally impressive answer.
Wait, he can't just say he's Batman.
Are you rebutting his statement, Iron Man? Are you saying he's not Batman?
Of course not, but we already know he's Batman. We also know that I'm Tony Stark. We don't know who he is under that mask.
Batman, your response?
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Can't argue with that. Closing statements. Iron Man, you go first.
Yes, Regman. If you want a better future, I am ready to deliver it. Guaranteed. And I'm willing to do it during daylight hours and with full disclosure. And of course, everyone is happy when he says, I am Batman. People went nuts when I said, I am Iron Man.
Thank you. Batman?
I'm Batman.
Truer words were never spoken. Thank you, gentlemen.
What just happened?
This episode was sponsored in part by Peppermint Cosplay Knives, your source for high-quality, con-safe replica blades. Visit them today. Welcome back. Now, we have with us a cosplayer. I have to say he is not the actual Bat of Gotham, nor has he killed anybody. But, sir, would you introduce yourself?
Of course. I'm Batman.
I've heard that before somewhere. That is awesome.
You can call me Dark Knight of PA. But, as everyone who sees me in this costume knows, I am Batman.
Very cool. So, I understand that in addition, though, to the works that you've done with, well, I don't imagine you go into Philly too much and beat up criminals.
Well, I do a lot in Philadelphia.
But I understand it's more charitable type?
Charitable institutions, parties, a lot of promotions with Ontario Street Comics.
I love them.
Doesn't everyone? And they're very cosplay friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed that, yeah. I do a little cosplay myself.
I've noticed.
Nothing so dark.
No.
Sometimes I show my legs.
It's terrifying.
And that is disturbing.
That is scarier than the Batman.
It is.
Well, criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot, especially when you show up without wearing pants.
Oh.
So,
Flashbacks.
why did you choose the Batman?
Did he choose the Batman, or did the Batman
choose
him?
me. Probably started way back when. Thank you. When I was 5 years old, and it was a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So you were the chosen one.
No, it was back when, not long after the 60s series was on TV. Batman costumes were everywhere. Everyone wanted to be Batman. My grandfather made my first custom bat suit when I was 5 years old.
Still fit?
No.
Did you have to do the bat dance?
No. Never done the bat dance.
Would you do the bat dance?
There.
Have you considered being the Adam West Batman?
No.
Because some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
like this show.
Got to move it along. We haven't a moment to lose. Anyway, so you've been to various events as Batman. How has cosplay affected your personal relationships? Enhanced? Detracted?
Met a lot of new people. Get to talk to a lot of different people. Some people might don't understand, and others do.
I think that goes for a lot of cosplayers. Some people are like, why
isn't he wearing pants?
I get that question for other reasons than cosplay.
Oh.
Should see me going into Wawa and the Zap Brannigan. But this is about the Bat, who has recently been in a movie, but not this particular version.
Not this version.
This looks more like the Batman, the Michael Keaton style Batman.
Yes, it's a bit of a custom, too. It is the black suit, which, even from the time I was 5 years old, blue and gray as a bat never made sense to me. What bat is blue and gray?
Adam West.
So, I always leaned towards first black and gray. Then, when the Keaton suit came out, that's it. A bat should be black.
Who's your favorite Batman?
Besides me?
Besides yourself. The favorite actor who is portrayed.
I'd say Keaton and the voice of Kevin Conroy.
I can't argue there. Absolutely not. If you don't mind my asking, what do you do outside when you're out of the cowl, so to speak?
Usually working on my cowl, working on my costume. But I could say I'm in the automotive industry.
Aha.
Making Batmobiles?
Very good.
Something like that.
Something like that.
So what would you say to someone who wanted to get into cosplay?
Well, I guess the obvious thing to say is buy his book.
There we go. Perfect endorsement.
Get out there and do it. Find a character you like. Do some research on YouTube. Talk to people. Just get out there, get the comic shops, and do it.
Well, what if they wanted to cosplay Batman?
I'm okay with that. We can have a Batman Incorporated, and there is the multiverse.
So there could be a different type of Batman.
That's true. I'm sure on some planet in the multiverse, you may even be Batman.
He's never Batman.
Okay. I can believe that.
Hey, infinite number of universes.
Never Batman. Never Batman. I'm Batman. It's
Adam West Batman.
I like Adam West Batman, so no.
I'll just be the Joker. That makes sense. Anyways.
But he's gonna kill me there. You see
I saw.
veins.
Looked a little serious.
Scary.
Well, that's all the time we have for this segment. We're going to go to another segment, but we will be back.
Another segment.
Another segment. We'll be back after this. Thanks so much. Hey everyone, this is Captain Kyle. I'm here at Walker Stalker Nashville with Drew Powell, who is in the hit show Gotham. Drew, how are you enjoying the show?
I love it. As always, Walker Stalker, they just know how to do it. They know how to have a good time. Nashville in particular, I'm a big fan of this town, always have been, and we've been having a lot of fun.
So have you ever thought of going into singing instead of acting?
Oh, yeah, I started out that way. When I was a kid, that's all I wanted to do. And so luckily, when you go into acting, you still have lots of opportunities to do the singing. But I ended up on stage last night singing John Mellencamp at a bar on Broadway. So that was pretty awesome, I have to say.
That is very cool. Yeah. Do you want to give us a quick verse?
I would love to, but now you're going to have to buy the album.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. So how many times have you been to now?
That's a good question. I was trying to think of that the other day. I want to say this is my fifth, maybe? Something like that, fifth or sixth. And I got to tell you, I didn't really know what to expect when I started doing this, and really grown to enjoy it. It's a great chance to interact with the fans, and I'm always fascinated by what they have to say. And then behind the scenes, we actors really like each other, and so we have a lot of fun, and we get to hang out. So it's a win-win.
You like Robin after what he did to you on the show?
I know, it's hard to believe. If he wasn't such a nice guy in person, he makes it impossible for me to hate him, even though he's been pretty nasty to me on the show. Although I have to say, even as nasty as he's been, there is a certain Butch Penguin connection that is undeniable. So I'll be interested to see what happens in coming seasons with that.
So will we, and we will ask you no questions about that. So looking around, you see some people who are not dressed normally. They're dressed as characters, not themselves. What do you think of these cosplayers?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm amazed at some of the detail and commitment that some of these folks do. I'm also amazed at the families that do it together. I mean, there was a family last week, dad, kids, mom, and they all came dressed as a different character. And it's really, really a neat thing. I think it's a fun way for fans to get to kind of feel like they're part of it. And, people really are very impressive with what they can come up with.
Absolutely. Now, if you were to come here as an attendee, what would you dress as?
Well, that's a good question. I think I would probably, if I could find a good Batman suit, I would like something where I could kind of go incognito, something that kind of covers the face, so you can feel like people don't know who you are. I heard that Bryan Cranston did that at Comic-Con. He put on a Walter White mask and walked around, and there's something very cool about that.
There's been a few people. Last question, very important before we go. Who would you vote for president, Iron Man or Batman?
Oh, I got to say Batman because he pays the bills.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone, for tuning in. That's all for now. And as always, have fun and cosplay on.
Geek Girls Castle has nerdy skirts with a drawstring waist and large pockets that fit an iPhone 6 Plus drawstring bags for dice, makeup, electronics, and more. Check them out at geekgirlscastle.com.
Hi, I'm Tiki Two Flower, and welcome to Cosplay Tips with Tiki. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple Sidekick Mask, and you only need a few things. I cut out a pattern that I printed from the internet. I have some black craft foam that I'm going to use for the mask, a pencil to trace it, a pair of scissors to cut it out. You could also use an X-Acto blade or something like that, and some string to secure my mask once it's cut out. And finally, a blow dryer or other heating implement to heat up the foam slightly, so that way it will form to your face or whoever's face you're putting it on. And so your first step after you get the template, of course, is to trace it. And then just cut along the lines that you traced. And just be careful when you cut out the eye holes. So that was pretty easy. We have a mask, but as I said, I want to get a nice fit for this. And for that, I have recruited a temporary sidekick for today. Hi, May. So, May is going to be my sidekick, and I'm going to make sure this mask has a nice fit on her face. So I'm going to do that by heating it up first. So I'm turning out my blow dryer pretty hot to get the foam heated up. And then I'm just going to press it against her face while it's still warm. So that way it takes on the shape of her face, and she has her own custom sidekick mask. So I'm just pressing that against her face while it's cooling down, so it takes on the curve of her face. So at this point, you can use something like Prozaid or Spirit Gum or other skin-safe adhesive to put the mask on your face, or you can use a string to adhere it. So what I'm going to do is cut a couple of slits in the sides. And I'm going to use this shoelace that I cut in half. And now May is ready to help me fight crime. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
This is Jenny McNeil with the post-debate results. We have our poll numbers in finally, and they are heavily in favor of Batman. And after the debate, we asked Iron Man what his thoughts were. We were not able to air his words. They were not appropriate for live television. When we asked Batman his thoughts on how the debate went, he had this to say: "I am Batman." What a great slogan and what a great candidate. Can't wait to see what we have next.
Thanks so much for tuning in. And again, thank you so much, Batman, for taking time out of your schedule of being you.
It's a rough job, but somebody has to do it.
Indeed. But we hope, again, to see you out there on the con floor. In the meantime,
Have fun and cosplay on.
Interested in cosplay, but you're not sure where to start? Get my book, Elements of Cosplay, Costume and Beyond. Available on Amazon.com.
Hi, I'm RJ Minnie, and I'm voting for Batman for president.
This is Jordan Woods Robinson. I'm voting for Iron Man.
Hi, my name is Melissa Hutchison. I'm a voice actress. I'm gonna vote for Batman for president.
Alright, I'm Jay Bonansinger, the author of the Walking Dead novels, and I'm gonna vote for Iron Man for president because I just believe he's more badass, and I think he'd make a better president. Thank you.
My name is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Men, and I am voting for Batman for president. My name is Tate Steinzig. I'm from the show Face Off, and I'm voting for Iron Man. You should too.
Hi, my name is Dahlia Legault, and I play Francine on The Walking Dead. I am voting for Batman.
No, me.